Good morning, everybody. It's Diana from Move North Homestead, and today we are going to make the stakes for the teepees for the tomato plants and get that all prepared for once the tomatoes are ready to go into the ground. Since we don't have a resource for bamboo, these are the flower stakes off of our yucca plants. So I'm going to trim off all of the branches, just leaving the center branch, and I have a whole load of them here on the ATV so that I can choose which ones are the best ones. So let's get started. I have my bundle of sticks, and these are, like I said, they're off the yucca plant. This is the last year's old blooms that are quite large. And then they have the consistency of bamboo. So there's a mower deck just for comparison as to how big these are. And then we're going to be making another self-wicking tub today and start getting them all set up and ready. And I have been washing up the gourds. The gourds are all dry. There's a ton of them. And while I've been scrubbing them up, Butch has been drilling the holes. I clean them out, and then he spray paints them and hangs them up. And some of the better ones, like really straight, stands up, things like that, I've set aside for some crafts that I'm going to do. Make some hidden bowls and decorative gourds. Butch cut some tree limbs. You can also use those to make the teepees for the supports for the tomato plants. So I've got my yucca plant stalks, and he has some limbs that he's cleaned off, sort of. I see one sticking out there that's a danger to Diana, because Diana is accident prone. But Butch's been hanging up the birdhouse gourds with a variety. There's one over there hanging in the wind. Oh, there we go. He's got a variety of colors. So we have yellow. We have, let's see if I can zoom in on it. We have blue. He's got them hanging all up in the woods. There's quite a few. I think there's probably like 10, 15. Anyway, let's go see what else is going on in the garden. All kinds of things are waking up in the yard. The forsythia is blooming. Not sure what those trees are. And we have some yellow hyacinth down there. And of course the daffodils and the narcissus. They're right there. And the red buds are waking up. These are onion sets. Then I have some beet seeds. Then the radishes are coming up really well. And I think we have a couple turnips coming up. Yeah, there's one right. Let's see if I can find my finger. There we go, right there. So they're coming to life. There's nothing in this bed yet except for 2 pole beans. And I just gotta wait for them to get a little bit bigger. Well, maybe not. There we go. The first little guy has reached over to the trellis. These are the blue cocoa pole beans, the seeds that were given to me by Salon Girl Gardens. This guy isn't big enough to get over to there yet, so that one is. Then over here in the self-wicking tubs, we have potato shoots coming up through the dirt. There's a few there. I don't see any right there yet. So these guys are coming up. I don't know if you can see him. He's kind of hiding in the shadow there. And these guys got planted later, and nothing has poked through the surface yet that I see. So we have been staying in place because of all of this that's going around in the world. And so we haven't had access to mulch and dirt and things like this, which is why the last 2 beds are not full yet. They don't have any dirt in them at all. Let me show you that. I've got the layers and I'm ready for the dirt. In the meantime, they are just prepared. But because we haven't had an access to mulch or things of that nature, we're making do. And like I said, for the tomato cages, you can use sticks. You can do what I'm doing and use yucca stalks. But what we also did is we went out, or we've been going out, and we've been collecting leaves for a mulch. And we've been sticking them down inside the trash can. Chick, chick. And there's a stick in there. Of course there is. But let me show you. We've been making our own mulch. And an entire trash can of leaves condenses down to this. Now, we haven't pulled out our mowers yet, any of them, and we don't have a bag attachment for any of them. We have 3 mowers. So we can't just run over them and bag them up, because it would just go flying everywhere and defeat the purpose. So we've been filling them up inside the trash can and using a weed eater like an emulsion blender and sticking it down in there and letting the weed eater go to town. And I'll show you a video of that right here. Okay, so what we've done is we've collected some leaves from the woods, and we're going to weed eat them and use them as a free mulch. Let me show you. So everywhere that I have covered up, or everywhere that I've planted, I've covered it up with a layer of chopped up leaves.
This is what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So, weed eating it, breaks it up to a very fine mulch that you can use to cover your beds. And the occasional leaf is missed, so you just pluck them out. My shadow is doing well. He's a little bit hot since dog groomers are not emergency personnel. They aren't open, so I can't get him his summer cut just to keep him cooler. Okay, my little baby trees that I was so worried about all winter, only because I have no experience with them. They are all greening up. That copper rust color is going away. And on the hill, walk down a little ways, we have some of the flower bulbs coming up. So, oh, we have flowers. We have flowers. It's a grape hyacinth. But those will come up. And we've got everyone marked with a yellow rock because once everything turns green, I can't find things. I'm old. Give me a break. Well, we brought everybody out of the greenhouse. Everybody's waking up. And all of this will be planted on the hill, except for the pampas grass. It won't be on the hill. And except for the willow trees. Those were going to the pond. But I have 15 or so butterfly bushes. We have a mysterious plant here that I don't know what it is because the tag is missing. And there's another one that the tag is missing. It must be buried. They must be buried in there somewhere. But these are goldfingers. And it's a bush variety thing. There's probably, and they're all small, but they will all be going in the ground. My garlic is doing well. The neighbor's garlic is doing well. So I can get it to focus. There we go. And it will just sit up here in the whipping tub and go crazy. Then we only have, stuff is falling down. And we'll have to support those better this time. We only have the 7 baby trees, the medium-sized ones, for down in the front, to replace the ones that died almost immediately. But these guys are all doing good. We will have a water system in place so everybody gets deep waters. And that's what's going on in our neck of the woods. Oh, I do have one more thing to show you. Our son went on a hike and found these. And he shipped me for my birthday Coulter Pine Cones. Now I need an idea of what to do with them. These things there's my hand, are huge. They're called the widow makers. When they fall from the pine trees, people working underneath the pine trees have to wear hard hats because they have killed people. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 out here, and the 10th one is inside. It's still sealed up, so I'm waiting for it to open so that I can collect the seeds. Now I've already planted 6 seeds. But he sent them to me and said, "I love you, Mom." And the mail lady came to the house and she was like, "Somebody really must love you. They sent you $50 worth of pine cones." And I said, "Wait till you see them." And I opened the box and she was like, "Whoa." So you can see them all sitting back there on the bench. Now, they're pine cones. They can be outside. So I want to do something cool with them in the garden. So if you have an idea of what I can do with them, then let me know below. And I've got 9 of them, so I might do your idea and show it on video. And if so, I'll give you credit for the idea. Let me know. Bye.